Hi, Zizaran here with another video, and in this video we're going to go over my first impressions of Diablo 4. Now, I do want to open the video by saying if you're currently enjoying Diablo 4 and having fun, please don't watch this video. I am fairly disappointed with this season, and this is just going to be talking about those things and like an overview of my first impressions. Now, I think I've played roughly 12 to 15 hours, something like that, and I'm already done. I've stopped playing and it was very, very uninspired. And to me, that's really disappointing because last season, I think I played somewhere between 200 to 400 hours, even played some off stream. I mean, I was actually having a decent amount of time with my friends doing Duriel farming and things like that. So I got quite a few days in. And I was expecting, the new boss to be Duriel level, which it wasn't. I mean, I watched Woody kill it in 3 seconds. Honestly, just like watching other people's impressions is what made me quit early because I was okay with the league mechanic or season mechanic not being amazing at the early game, and I was like, "Oh, maybe it'll be good at the late game." And then somebody linked me a clip of Woody with the skitterbot, whatever it's called, the robot, and it was just like he was just looking at it do like no damage, and he was like, "Yep." That's pretty much it. And that's because the bot doesn't it scales off all your stats, all your damage. So early on-ish, it does something. You can see that it's doing damage, but it doesn't get any of your multipliers, which is how we scale damage in the game. So later, when your damage relies on multipliers, it doesn't get that. So it does no damage at the end game. And it is also insanely long to level it up and build it and stuff too. Something like somebody said it was 2,000 volts to max it. The vault mechanic is quite boring and monotone. And if we're looking at the Diablo 4 Reddit, I mean, as you can see in the background, like in the PoE community, there is a lot of memes with D4 bad, even from those who do like the game for hours at launch. It's pretty insane. The number one thing that kept me playing a little bit was the build I was playing. The charging barbarian was pretty fun. I didn't even get the aspect that gives me the ancients to charge with me side by side, but it was just simply not good enough. Like there wasn't enough to look forward to. So I would say last season's mechanic was really fun early. They nailed that part, and ideally you do want a mechanic to have a fun early game component, a fun start, and it needs to be good. The last season didn't do that, so it's just really fun early, but then there was the new Duriel stuff at the end game, right? So I could keep doing that, and that was quite nice. But this season, from all we're seeing so far, and looking people play at the end game, it's not fun early and it's not fun late game, and the new content isn't enough. And there's so much, I don't know, it looks a bit unfinished. The lab mechanic, it's basically like, it's a little bit like they've taken the bad part of lab in Path of Exile and made that a big mechanic, but also without rewards. So that was pretty disappointing. It's also static. So it is exactly the same lab you're running through each time. There's no variation. It is the same lab. And there's even you can run through the lab, finish it, and then go back to the start, pick up a Sultan's warning, and then click the chest. So I don't know. There's just a lot of things missing. Other than that, I'm very excited for next season already, which, kind of sad that I'm saying that already. I'm excited for next season because of the itemization changes. But yeah, this season was a massive dud to me. There is something else I want to talk about too, which I thought was disappointing, and that was the drop campaign. I got inspired by Darth Microtransaction, who had really funny buy horses from me memes and stuff like that. And I was actually gonna go to a friend of mine who she has horses, and I was like, "Can I ride your horses and we make a commercial?" And she's like, "Hell yeah, that sounds fun." So I was gonna go do that, and then I saw the horse, and it's just a plain brown horse, and I'm like, "Why would anyone spend $10 on this? I don't want to advertise this. I don't want to be like, hey guys, you can give me 2 subs so I get more money, so you can buy a plain brown horse." I just thought it was garbage, so I didn't want to announce that and talk about it. And then something else that happened, I was like, oh, let's compare and look at the old mount, how cool that was. And especially the fact that it's bigger. Well, they've just shrunk that now without, I've never heard anything about it. I just I switched to the mount, which is usually quite a lot bigger. And that was a big selling point of it, was that it was in fact a larger. It was like 30% larger than any other mount. It is now exactly the same size. So the fact that Blizzard are changing cosmetics after selling them, frankly, I think that's quite unacceptable. Like, imagine if Path of Exile sold a cosmetic for $10 to $30 and it's like glowing, and you know, a month after they just remove the glow. Like, I think it's very, very weird that they've just like massively reduced the size of the horse. And a lot of streamers, and myself included, was talking about, yeah, it's like, it's cool, it's larger than the other one, so that's a big selling point. It's a little bit weird, and it should be illegal to me, in my opinion, to like do something like that after selling something. But yeah, I was surprised I didn't see any talking about that. That pretty much sums me up. I am done with Diablo 4 for this season. Mostly because I've seen the fact that it doesn't really get better at the end game at level 100. And honestly, if it needs more than that to feel good, then it's just maybe not for me. But again, for the people that are enjoying Diablo 4, I hope you continue to do so. I will continue to checking out Diablo 4 every season. I don't know if it's worth doing a podcast. I usually do a podcast with Asmongold, Woody, and Crip. But the thing is, like, I don't know if I should be on a podcast when I've played this little. And I just feel like it would be a very negative one. So I feel like I would just rather make this video, talk about it. Might do some mini podcast impromptu stuff with others, but we'll see. I'm initially not planning anything, at least. So let me know in the comments down below. Do you love this season? Are you happy with what Blizzard is doing? Am I out of touch? Or did they drop the ball on this one? Anyway, hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Sub if you liked the video. Remember that Last Epoch is coming out soon. Happy times. And there is a gauntlet coming soon too. So thanks for watching. Try to die less than I do.